By this point, I have already written off and dropped this character because when everybody around you, from like scrubs to pro players, are telling you that the character is trash, you start to believe it. Like if you surround yourself with people on Twitter and like on Twitch and you only hear people saying that the character is trash, it's hard not to start believing it. And I don't think their claims are completely baseless. Like, of course, she has some holes in her gameplay, like the lack of a real reversal. Her Oki options are very limited. And her pokes are kind of strange. Like crouch medium kick is a good poke, but it's not completely DI safe. Like you can't DI back a lot of the time. Sometimes you recover in time to block. And stand heavy kick is just completely not DI safe. Like it will just lose. As well as the fact that her drive rush is the slowest and the shortest in the game. So that leads to its own implications and complications when you're trying to play this game. And a lot of her combo enders just put you back to neutral. So it's just hard to justify playing this kind of character when there's like Ken Masters in the game who does one touch, full corner carry, Oki situation, and you just start to feel like, hey, maybe I didn't pick the right character. Like maybe I made a mistake, and you start traversing the rest of the cast. I'm not saying everybody should play Ken and you need to play Ken. I'm just saying it gets you started playing other characters that are really playing the same game as everybody else. And this is what I was wholeheartedly made to believe until my friend sent me this replay. This Manon player is Baba, and he is different. This is not a replay review. This is an homage, and you all better pay your respects because this Manon will give you hope. He is #1 ranked on the MR leaderboard for his character, and he's Japanese. I have no idea who this is, but bro saw everybody trashing his character and must have said, oh, were? And now he's beating all your goats. This is Bonchan. Evo winner, by the way, Bonchan, and he is cooking him in the Manon versus Luke matchup. Let's take a look at it. First of all, what you'll immediately notice is he actually uses the spin move to get around fireballs, and it is insanely consistent. He's going to hit Bonchan with the spin kick move like, I don't know, 12 times this set. Bonchan lost the entire first round because he threw 2 fireballs. And up until this point, like everybody that I've talked to who plays this character, everybody who I see talk about this character says that her spin move is not good and it shouldn't be used around projectiles because it just doesn't work. But he's using it against arguably, I'd say the second best projectile in the game. I'd say Guile has the best one because Sonic Boom is broken. But I'd say Luke is the second best. It's often too fast to react to, but he's reacting to it with a move that, I mean, I had written off as not being able to, you know, work for that function, even though it seems like that's what it was made for. He has a lot of replays against a lot of top Japanese players, because I'm sure this is one of the only Japanese Manon players at this level that they can practice with, besides like probably Johnny. I think Gachikun just plays Rashid now. I don't think he plays Manon anymore. But it is incredible. It will give you hope. Hey, real quick, before we continue with the video, if you enjoyed what you saw up to now and you enjoy the rest of the video, consider subscribing. Thanks so much. Usually in this matchup, at any level, it's very difficult. But against Bonchan's Luke, to be beating him like this and to be competitive is really something. It's really something. And it made me hop on the game and actually play this character again. As silly as that sounds, I think having a precedent, like being able to see somebody use the character as they were intended, gives you a little bit of inspiration to hop back on the game and try it out for yourself. I immediately had to lab that combo he was doing off of the... He would spin around Bonchan's fireball, and because Bonchan threw a fireball, he would do the kick and he would get a punish counter, which gives you a juggle, so you can drive rush stand medium kick into like the heavy or the medium crescent kick, and then you can drive rush again if you want. If you're not a Manon player though, I think you should look for more replays like this, either on CFN or on YouTube, because people are using your character in ways that you probably haven't even seen yet. And I'm not saying that facetiously, I'm saying that because I have experienced it myself. That some people are a little bit quicker on the pickup than you, and Capcom seems to think that's the case because they're not planning on patching the game, and they said themselves that we just need to figure it out. So there's obviously things that they think we haven't found yet. People are finding them out every day. It really kind of changes how you think about the game, especially seeing a character being played to their like full potential. Another thing that you'll see him do sometimes that a lot of other Manon players aren't doing is checking the drive rush with that crouch medium punch. I do it a lot when I play Cammy, but I had just not really thought that it would work on her for some reason. I think I really let what other people were saying about the character get to me. Like, it made me stop, like, trying certain things because I felt like it just wasn't possible. Especially the spin. But even, like, little things, like I said, the crouch medium punch to check a drive rush. And if your character has to have something to at least try and stop a drive rush, because if you just don't even attempt to, like, throw a jab out there or, like, throw a medium punch to stop it, you will just get eaten alive by, like, raw drive rushes. It's really something. That was like my plague for... It's still my plague. I don't know what I'm talking about. It still plagues me, but I try. You know, you have to try and deter it. It's especially hard against Ken, I find, because if they do raw drive rush and I check one, then they will just come back with another raw drive rush into heavy punch, which is extremely hard to check. That was a beautiful combo right there. He's done it a bunch of times, but it just caught my attention again. I don't know why. Like, just the way he plays the character seems to flow so well. Like, he uses every part of her kit very well. Another thing is using stand medium kick on her to whiff punish other people's crouch medium kicks, because the meta in this game has evolved to the point where some people's entire offense revolves around their crouch medium kicks, especially the top tier characters like Ken, let me think, Ken, Luke, Jury, those characters, they love, even Cammy, like crouch medium kick into drive rush is some people's entire game plan. So you have to be aware of the spacing of the crouch medium kick and be ready to whiff punish it with whatever your character can try and whiff punish it with. And in this case, I think Manon's best button to whiff punish is stand medium kick. It is very frustrating though, because they said, there's that crouch medium kick right there I was talking about earlier, but they said that they were taking out one touch crouch medium kick confirms, like as it was in 5, because they didn't want it to be like that in this game, and then they just added it back but made it safe and also like 60%. Like, what are you talking about, Capcom? That combo is so nice. I've never he's the only person I've seen do that combo. Oh, I think he's dead. I really while I was traversing the cast, I tried Luke. I can't do his perfect knuckle at all. I get it like one in every 10 tries. It's pretty pathetic, I'm not gonna lie. I was looking up like YouTube short tricks, tips and tricks videos, and I couldn't I couldn't figure it out. I like the spacing he plays at as well, especially against Luke, but something I've been noticing lately is it's much more important to play at a spacing where you're comfortable rather than where you feel like you should be. Because when I play Cammy, I feel like I need to be extremely close to the opponent, but I'm just not comfortable there. And I find that I just can't perform very well in that range. Of course, like, you have to play there to like get used to it, because at some point you will need to be able to play well at that range. But it's also a good thing to know where you are comfortable on this, especially in neutral. I think he loses this round early. That's the first time we saw that the whole set. He's like, they're both one touch. He's level 3. He's dead. He won. I watched this replay like a couple days ago. I completely forgot about that round. My combos on this character as well, I'll show you guys afterwards, but my combos on this character are whack, and it shows. It shows in my win rate, in my ranking. You could tell that I kind of gave up at some point on playing this character and just, you know, started losing because I was frustrated. So good. Look at that. It was only 2 bars. He only lost 2 bars for that as well. And he got a level and Bonchan's half HP. And he's dead because level 5 command grab. Love to see that. Love to see that if I'm not playing against it. But yeah, that replay really changed how I thought about the game a little bit and how I thought about the character, because you just have to remember the game's 2 months old, and for every character that we say is trash, there's somebody like that who just is different, who is a specialist and like really can show the potential of the character. So I think I'm gonna get back on. I'm gonna, you know, grab Manon out of her grave where I left her in like 1400 MR, like 45% win rate. Like I completely tanked all of my stats and my rating and everything with that character and just called it a day. So I think I'll go back and give her another shot now. I'm not super concerned about it. I was just thinking like how cool would it be to get to 2000 MR like Baba or like any of your favorite players. I think it'd be a really cool goal to try and hit, and it takes a lot of development as a player to get there. So I feel like it wouldn't be a bad thing. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please consider subscribing, and I'll talk to you again very soon.